Making it on the list as number 3, a case that has made our WIV4 newscast several times, the Olin case in the Turks and Caicos with David Smith was listed in the Jamaican Observer as the 3rd top business story for the year 2010. David Smith Convicted is the title that the case is listed by, and the article reads, David Smith, a Jamaican foreign exchange trader whose private investment club, Olint, collapsed in 2008, was in September sentenced to 6.5 years in prison after he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of conspiracy to money laundering and 2 counts of conspiracy to defraud in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Smith, whose assets were frozen in the TCI, is facing several multi-million-dollar lawsuits in Jamaica and the TCI from disgruntled persons who were attracted to Olint's promise of 10% interest per month on their investments. There are 2 stories that made it higher up on the list than the Olin case. Taking second place was the Air Jamaica sold to Caribbean Airlines. Reading, government in April concluded negotiations with Trinidad-based Caribbean Airlines Limited for the acquisition of the fleet and routes of Air Jamaica, which was a financial burden on the country. Under the agreement, the government of Trinidad and Tobago was slated to contribute working capital, while the Jamaican government assumed the debt and covered the winding up costs. At the time of its sale, Air Jamaica had an accumulated debt of some $1 billion, but the deal still sparked anger among some Jamaicans who viewed the move as a sellout of a cherished national asset. The story that received number 1 business story of the year was the International Monetary Funds deal signed, described by the Jamaican Observer. IMF and Jamaica signed a U.S. $1.3 billion standby agreement in February 2010 after a series of back-and-forth negotiations between the 2 parties. The Jamaican Debt Exchange, a voluntary program under which holders of government bonds accepted lower interest rates and longer maturities, was critical to the IMF signing the deal and is expected to save the administration $40 billion in interest expenditure on domestic debt over the current financial year. Increased market confidence arising from the IMF support resulted in an appreciation of the Jamaican dollar, which ended the year trading at just under $86 to $1 US. To view the article in full, feel free to visit JamaicaObserver.com.